What if I told you that the very place where you rest every night, your bedroom, might actually be putting your health at risk? It might sound hard to believe, but for those of us over 65, even small things in our environment can quietly impact how we sleep, how we feel, and even how we age. Here's the thing. Your bedroom might look peaceful and safe, but it could be filled with low levels of invisible radiation. Not from X-rays or power plants. I'm talking about ordinary objects, everyday items you probably use without thinking twice, like a heated blanket, or a phone charging on the nightstand, even a glowing digital alarm clock. They seem harmless, but more and more studies suggest that long-term exposure to electromagnetic radiation, even at low levels, can interfere with your body's natural rhythms, especially as we get older. Poor sleep, brain fog, increased heart rate. These symptoms are often brushed off as just aging, when sometimes the cause is much closer than we think. In this video, we'll look at 6 common bedroom items that may be slowly affecting your health and what you can do about them. And trust me, number 3 is a big one. Almost every senior I know has it right next to their bed. I did too, until I learned the truth. You don't have to be afraid. You just need to be aware. So stay with me, grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's uncover what might be quietly harming your health while you sleep. Let's take a moment to understand what this radiation really is and why it matters more as we get older. Now, when most people hear the word radiation, they think of nuclear power plants or hospital machines. But there's another kind, low-level electromagnetic radiation, or EMF for short. This type of radiation comes from everyday electrical devices, like Wi-Fi routers, phones, alarm clocks, TVs, and even electric blankets. It's invisible. It doesn't make a sound. You can't smell it or feel it. But it's there, all around us, especially in the bedroom, where many of us keep these items close by. Now, here's where it gets important for seniors. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to environmental changes, including light, noise, temperature, and yes, even subtle electromagnetic signals. Why? Because our natural defense systems start to slow down, our cells regenerate more slowly, our sleep cycles become lighter, and our brains and nervous systems may respond more strongly to external stimulation. Think about it. Maybe you used to sleep through anything when you were 40, but now, even a small light or a soft sound wakes you up. EMFs can have a similar effect, but on a deeper biological level. Some studies have found that long-term exposure to EMF may disrupt your sleep hormone, melatonin. This is the hormone that helps your body know when it's time to rest. If melatonin levels drop, you may find it harder to fall asleep or to stay asleep through the night. Other researchers suggest that EMFs might increase oxidative stress, which is linked to inflammation, memory problems, and heart issues in older adults. And while the science is still evolving, one thing is clear. People over 65 are more vulnerable to hidden environmental stressors, especially during sleep, when your body is supposed to be healing. That's why small things, like moving a device away from your bed or turning off electronics at night, can actually make a big difference. You might not feel the effects immediately, but over time, better sleep, lower stress, and reduced exposure to unnecessary radiation can help your body stay stronger and your mind stay clearer. You've worked hard to stay healthy. You've earned the right to rest in a space that supports your well-being, not quietly works against it. And the good news is, this isn't hard to fix. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need to live in fear. You just need to know what to look for. And that's exactly what we're doing today. So now that you understand why it matters, let's take a look at the first item in your bedroom that could be quietly impacting your health. Let's start with one of the coziest, but also one of the most overlooked items in the bedroom: electric blankets and heated mattress pads. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but I love my heated blanket. It keeps me warm in the winter. And I completely understand. They're comforting. They help with joint pain. They make cold nights much easier to bear. But here's what many people don't realize, especially those of us over 65. Electric blankets and heated mattress pads work by running electrical current through wires embedded in the fabric. This creates heat, but it also generates something else: electromagnetic radiation, or EMF. And because these items are used so close to your body, often for hours at a time while you sleep, your exposure can be significant, night after night, for years. Now, this may not seem like a big deal at first, but over time, chronic exposure to low-level EMFs has been linked to problems with sleep disruption, increased heart rate, nighttime anxiety, and even irregular body temperature regulation. For older adults, whose bodies are more sensitive and who often already struggle with sleep, these effects can be even more pronounced. Some people report feeling more tired in the morning, waking up in a sweat, or having restless sleep when using electric blankets regularly. But they never suspect the blanket. And here's something most people don't know. Even when the blanket is turned off, if it's still plugged in, the wires may continue to emit low-level radiation. So what can you do? First, don't worry. You don't have to give up comfort to protect your health. Here are a few safer alternatives. Use your electric blanket or pad to warm the bed before you get in. Then unplug it completely before sleeping. That way, you enjoy the warmth without constant exposure. Layer your bedding with natural fibers, like flannel sheets, cotton blankets, or down comforters, which trap heat more effectively without needing electricity. If you have circulation or arthritis issues and truly need targeted warmth, consider microwavable heating pads or hot water bottles, which provide heat without any EMF exposure. Remember, it's not about eliminating every modern comfort. It's about being mindful and making small changes that protect your health in the long run. Your bedroom should be a sanctuary, a place where your body can fully rest, recover, and heal. And sometimes, that starts by simply unplugging something before it ever becomes a problem. Coming up next, a device found in nearly every home today, and it might be sitting just a few feet from your pillow right now. Let's talk about something that most of us now rely on every day, and probably can't imagine living without: Wi-Fi. It gives us access to the internet, lets us video call our kids and grandkids, stream movies, check the news, and even play games. It's a wonderful tool. But the question we need to ask is, should it be living in the same room where we sleep? Many people, especially in smaller homes or apartments, keep their Wi-Fi router right in the bedroom. Maybe it's on a small table. Maybe it's tucked behind the TV, or even sitting on the nightstand. It's convenient, out of sight, out of mind. But that little box is constantly sending out invisible signals, even when you're not using the internet. Wi-Fi routers work by broadcasting electromagnetic waves 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. These waves allow your devices to stay connected, but they also fill the space around the router, including your bedroom, with a type of low-level radiation known as RF, or radio frequency radiation. Now, just like with electric blankets, we're not talking about radiation strong enough to burn or zap you. This isn't about panic, it's about accumulation. When you sleep, your body goes into repair mode. Your brain clears out toxins, your heart rate slows, and your hormones balance themselves. But when a Wi-Fi router is pulsing signals through the air just a few feet away from your body, night after night, Year after year, it may begin to interfere with some of those natural processes. Some studies have shown that long-term exposure to RF radiation may be linked to sleep disturbances, increased cortisol levels, that's the stress hormone, and even irregular heart rhythms. For someone over 65, that's something we can't afford to ignore. Our hearts, brains, and nervous systems are more vulnerable now than they were 30 years ago. What didn't bother you at 40 might be a problem at 70. I've heard from seniors who told me, "I didn't change anything about my life, but once I moved the rotor out of my bedroom, I started sleeping better." Could it be a coincidence? Maybe, but maybe not. The good news is, this is one of the easiest fixes of all. If you can, place your router in a different room, at least 10 to 15 feet away from where you sleep. If it has to stay near your bedroom, try to put it on a timer or smart plug that turns it off at night and back on in the morning. That way, you still enjoy full internet access during the day, but your body gets a break while you rest. If you use a Wi-Fi booster or extender in your bedroom to help with signal, consider relocating it to another part of the house. And remember, wired connections, like Ethernet, are always a safer option if that's possible for you. We live in a connected world, and we're not going back to dial-up internet anytime soon. But protecting your health doesn't mean giving up technology. It means using it wisely, especially when it comes to your rest. Think of your bedroom as a quiet zone, not just in sound, but in energy. The fewer invisible signals you're surrounded by, the better chance your body has to truly relax, repair, and restore itself overnight. In the next section, we're going to look at something even more personal, a device that many of us not only keep near our beds, but actually sleep beside, charge overnight, and use as an alarm clock. I'm talking about our phones. And you may be surprised by just how much that habit could be affecting your health. Out of all the items on this list, this one might be the most surprising and the most common. In fact, I'd be willing to guess that over 80% of people watching this video, especially those over 65, have this item right next to their bed right now. It's your phone, or your digital alarm clock, or maybe both. Let's start with the phone. We all know how useful our phones are. They help us stay in touch with family, check the weather, play music, and even track our sleep. But here's the part most people don't realize. When you sleep next to a charging phone, you may be exposing yourself to multiple types of radiation at once. First, there's the RF radiation, the radio frequency signal that connects your phone to Wi-Fi or cellular towers. This signal is constantly pulsing, even when you're not using the phone. Then, there's EMF radiation from the phone's battery and charging circuit. If you leave the phone plugged in overnight right by your head, that exposure is even stronger. And let's not forget the blue light from the screen. Even if you're not using your phone before bed, a single notification lighting up the screen can disturb your brain's melatonin production, the hormone that helps you fall asleep and stay asleep. Now, for someone younger, this may not have an immediate effect, but if you're over 65, your body is more sensitive to environmental disturbances. That includes the light, the signals, and even the low hum of electricity. Many seniors report waking up at 2 or 3 in the morning and not knowing why, feeling groggy, restless, tired, even after 8 hours in bed. And while there could be many causes, one simple possibility is this: you're sleeping beside a tiny device that never sleeps, and your body knows it. Now let's talk about digital alarm clocks. These might seem harmless, and in a way they are, but most of them give off low-level EMFs constantly, especially when they're plugged in near your head. Some models also emit a steady light, which even through closed eyelids can confuse your brain into thinking it's still daytime. That leads to poor sleep quality and lighter, more interrupted rest. And here's something interesting. Studies have shown that even very small sources of artificial light in the bedroom can affect heart rate variability and brain activity, especially in older adults. So what's the solution? It's simple, and you don't have to get rid of anything. First, move your phone at least 3 to 6 feet away from your bed while you sleep. If you use it as an alarm, you can still hear it across the room. And as a bonus, getting up to turn it off might help you avoid the temptation to hit snooze. Second, if you need to charge your phone, charge it in another room, or at least turn on airplane mode while it's next to you. That stops the radiation signals, and it's much better for your rest. Third, consider switching to a battery-powered alarm clock, the kind that doesn't emit EMF or light. There are plenty of simple models with no glowing screens, no buzzing sounds, just a quiet, reliable alarm when you need it. Small changes like these can have a real impact. You might notice you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, wake up feeling more refreshed, and maybe even more clear-headed. You deserve that. Your bedroom should be a place for deep rest, not constant connection. The world can wait till morning. And now, as we continue, we'll look at something else in your bedroom that listens more than it should, and might be watching too. I'm talking about smart TVs and voice assistants like Alexa. Let's explore why they may not belong in the same room where you sleep. We're down to the final 3 items. These last ones may seem ordinary, maybe even helpful, but in the wrong setting, especially in the bedroom of someone over 65, they can quietly interfere with your rest, your healing, and your overall well-being. Let's begin with something many people enjoy having in their bedrooms: a television. There's nothing wrong with winding down with a favorite show before bed. We all need a little entertainment and comfort. But a smart TV, especially one that's connected to Wi-Fi and left plugged in overnight, might be doing more than just waiting for your next episode. Modern smart TVs often stay in standby mode, meaning they're still connected, still updating, and in some cases, still listening for voice commands, even when the screen is off. That means you're not just dealing with blue light exposure or late-night distractions. You're also living with a constant source of electromagnetic radiation, and in some models, even microphones that are always on. For older adults, especially those dealing with memory issues or light sleep, the constant low-level signals and subtle flickers can interfere with melatonin production, increase nighttime awakenings, and in some cases, contribute to anxiety. If you enjoy watching TV in bed, that's okay. Just consider turning it off completely at the wall, or even unplugging it before sleep. Better yet, create a habit of watching your favorite program a little earlier in the evening, and then giving your body a full hour of screen-free rest before bed. You may notice a big difference in how deeply you sleep. Now, let's look under the bed, or maybe inside it. Adjustable beds, motorized bed frames, or electric massage bases are becoming increasingly popular, especially among seniors. They offer comfort, support for circulation, and ease of movement. But there's a catch. These beds contain electric motors, control boxes, and sometimes Bluetooth components that stay powered even when you're not adjusting anything. That means EMFs may be present underneath your body all night long. It's not that these beds are unsafe. In fact, they can be incredibly helpful for people with arthritis, back pain, or mobility issues. But again, it's about how they're used. If your bed has a remote or motorized feature, check if it can be turned off at night without affecting the position. In many cases, simply unplugging the bed once you've adjusted it can eliminate the constant energy flow. You still get the benefit, but without unnecessary exposure while you sleep. Finally, let's talk about something small but powerful: the lights in your bedroom, specifically the kind of light bulbs you use, especially in bedside lamps or nightlights. Many homes now use LED bulbs, and while they're energy efficient and long-lasting, not all LEDs are created equal. Some emit a high level of blue light, which can disrupt your circadian rhythm and suppress melatonin, even more than traditional light bulbs. And for seniors, that effect can be even stronger. Your eyes become more sensitive to certain wavelengths with age, and your body may take longer to shift into sleep mode after exposure to bright or cool-toned lights. So what's the solution? It's simple. Switch to warm white or soft amber bulbs in the bedroom. These mimic the natural glow of sunset and signal your brain that it's time to relax. Avoid using cool, bright white or bluish lights within 2 hours of bedtime. And if you use a nightlight, choose one with a red or orange hue. These are least likely to disturb your rest. We often forget how much light affects our bodies, especially at night. But just like sound and temperature, lighting is part of your body's sleep environment. And small changes, the right bulb, the right tone, the right timing, can bring big benefits. So now we've covered all 6 items. 6 things you might already have in your bedroom. 6 things that, with a few small adjustments, can help you sleep more deeply, wake up more refreshed, and protect your health. Quietly, gently, night after night. And the best part? You don't need to buy expensive gadgets. You don't need to get rid of everything you love. You just need to be aware and make a few wise choices. Because your bedroom isn't just a room. It's the place where your body heals, where your mind resets, and where your soul finds peace at the end of each day. And you deserve that peace every single night. So now you've seen the full list. 6 simple items. Things you probably see every day. Things you may have never questioned until now. And maybe you're feeling a little surprised, or even a little overwhelmed. That's okay. The truth is, most of us didn't grow up in a world filled with wireless signals, smart devices, and electronics on every nightstand. It all came so fast. No one handed us a guidebook. But here's the good news. You don't need to become an expert in technology or buy expensive products to protect your health. You just need awareness and a willingness to make small changes that support your body, your sleep, and your peace of mind. And if you're watching this, that tells me something about you. You care, you're curious, and you're still taking steps to protect your well-being, no matter your age. That matters. You've likely spent your whole life caring for others, raising children, building a home, maybe even working long hours so the people around you could feel safe. Now it's your turn to care for yourself, to rest well, to wake up each day feeling just a little clearer, a little stronger, a little more energized. And that can start with something as simple as moving your phone away from the bed, unplugging a device, changing a light bulb, shutting off the Wi-Fi just for the night. It doesn't take much, but it can make a world of difference. Your bedroom should be a sanctuary, a soft, quiet place that honors the life you've lived and gives your body what it needs to keep going strong. If this video helped you, even in a small way, I'd love for you to be part of this growing community. Please give this video a like so others can find it too. Leave a comment below. I'd truly love to hear your thoughts, your experiences, or any small changes you've made. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for more helpful tips, gentle reminders, and practical advice for living well after 65. Because this stage of life is not the end. It's a new chapter, and it can be full of health, joy, clarity, and calm when we choose it. Thank you so much for watching. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.